away and chipping away. And then it affected our defense, too. It really affected our defense, which even made it chip away quicker. There was one point, I was doing the math in my head, and with the way things were going, if we would have kept pace, if we would have kept what we were doing on the offensive end, with running at least 15 to 20 seconds on the shot clock down, they would only had about 10 possessions left in the game. 10. And we gave them probably 40 because of the pace we were playing at. You guys have to understand situational basketball. Knowing the game is not enough. You have to know that sometimes it's good to take an open three and sometimes it's not. You have to understand sometimes it's good to attack and sometimes it's not. You have to understand with how much time's left. You have to know how many fouls you have. You have to know what the how many fouls they have. You have to know who has fouls on their end. You got to know all this stuff. And every situation is going to be different. And once we get to that point, we're going to be a really effective basketball team. But 35 minutes is about what you guys played tonight. We had a good bit. We had a good bit of turnovers. But you guys created a lot of turnovers today. Created a lot. But we do have to cut down on the turnovers. But a lot of the turnovers are forced passes in our offense or before we even get in our offense. So if those two things, remember the corrections that we have to make. If you hear teams switching, if you hear them call that, the middle, or that cutter from the wing coming to the block is not going to be there. Because there's going to be 4 guys on that baseline cluttering that up. So that's where we have to hit the downstream coming and coming off the curl to the interior. But once again, it's situational stuff. We have to understand the game. That when they switch, it's like they're in a zone. If you can make that guy lose you by just deviating from what we normally do. We normally come up to the foul line, do a little curl to the interior, catch, turn, boom. On the defensive end, we got to work on communication. Because a lot of their points cutting down through the lane were straight communication. We'll deal with that. But we don't have a quick turnover. We got practice tomorrow, game Saturday, and I promise you, if we only play 35 minutes on Saturday, they could go up on 30 in those 5 minutes. They could beat us by 30 in 5 minutes, in a span of 5 minutes. So we really have to be particular with what we do. We have to be really focused. We have to be laser focused. We have to be very particular. We have to know situations, and we have to keep playing hard. First one's a good one. Everybody, very proud of you guys. I'll mention Doug because Doug came in the game, tried to force things, and I was frustrated with him, and he was frustrated with me because you want to prove that you need to be on that court. But to all of you guys who come off the court or on the court later on in the game, I'm telling you, if you go in and do the bare minimum basics, play solid defense, get to your spots, run the offense, make good passes. You don't have to create anything fancy. You don't have to make an assist. You don't have to be the one that takes the shot. But at some point in the first 3 minutes of you being in the game, you will find yourself in a situation where you have to react and you have to do something. And that's the moment that you are in the game. Just because your number gets called and you step on that floor, that doesn't make you in the game. So when you come out and you feel like, oh, I have to show something, I have to shoot, I have to prove that I need to be in there. Prove to me that you need to be in there by doing the basics, and then let the game come to you. You'll hear people say all the time, let the game come to you, let it come to you. It's easier for 5 guys who start the game, who warm up and go straight out and play. It's very easy for those 5. But for those guys who still at bench, T comes out and at the very end of the game and comes out and plays strong. That's what I'm talking about. Just being able to step in a situation where we didn't rely on T all this game, but we needed him. Stepped up. Doug, same situation. Tyler, same thing. Okay? All you guys that came in, and you're right there. You know what I mean? You're on the cuff of should be a starter. You're right there. Simplify game a little bit. But you guys are playing good basketball. It's fun to watch. I don't know if you guys like watching it or if you enjoy playing it, because us watching it, it's not enough. You guys have to enjoy playing it too. And I know when you're in foul trouble and you think you're not getting calls, you're just a big bully out there. Good. He does it. He's always on the bench. Hey, celebrate tonight. Get to class tomorrow. Work tomorrow. Game Saturday, 2 o'clock. Bring it in here, guys. I'm proud of you.
I watch too many Duke games.
And you watch it.
I watch too many Duke games. I want to be a camera crazy.
Family on three.
1, 2, 3, family.
Good job, guys. Good win. Hey.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Yeah, coach.
You got some work.
Saying I'm a nicer individual.
We all got
Touching one too. I know where you were.
Hey-oh!
Nah, dude.
I swear, you want to go to like, I have no idea.